Good morning to all. Today I would like to discuss about hybrid routing protocol. So hybrid routing protocol, already you know, this is a combination of both table driven routing protocols as well as on demand routing protocol. So the example for the hybrid routing protocol is, the first one is core extraction distributed ad hoc routing protocol. So CEDAR, core extraction distributed ad hoc routing protocol. So CEDAR is a based on existing core nodes. So that means here there is a special nodes that is called as core nodes. Sometimes these core nodes can be called it as dominator nodes. Okay, so core nodes are exist in the graph. Okay, a set of core nodes are exist in the graphs to transverse the data. So the main intention for this protocol is to provide the quality of the service. Okay, so here the first of all we select the dominating set of nodes in the graph. So these type of nodes is at least the maximum number of degree. So whatever the nodes having the maximum number of degree, so those nodes can be selected as a dominating nodes. So that is nothing but core nodes. Okay, so these core nodes is virtually connected to all core nodes within the network. So and also one core node will dominates to a set of normal nodes within the network. Okay, so another point here is there exists at least one core node within a 3 hops. So these are the about the core node details. So here the core broadcast. So here the core node broadcast the or trans here the core node or broadcast the transmit any packet throughout the network in the unicast. Okay, so that another is here, to get the quality of the service in the path, there is a two types of paths are available. Here the first path is finding the core node path from the source node to the destination. So this is the first path. So that is nothing but the path between source node to corresponding core node. And second path is finding the quality of service feasible path over the core node. Okay, and next that is nothing but second path is from the core node to again core node to destination node. This is the second path. So like this there is a two paths available in the CEDAR routing protocol. Okay, so let us assume this example route establishment phase in CEDAR. So in this example the core nodes is denoted as double circles, that is 3, 5, 11, 12, 13, 5 nodes are core nodes and remaining nodes are normal nodes. Now suppose let us assume 5 is a core node. So this core node is dominating to 1, 6, 2 okay nodes. So why? Because whatever the data is transferred from these 1 to 6 nodes, first these nodes send to the packets to the core node. So after that this core node is forwarded to a normal node 2 in this network. Okay, so let us assume in this example the first node is source node, that is source node 1 is a source node and destination node is a 15. So source node 1, so the nearest core node is 5. So first the packet transferred to the node 1 is to 5. So the 5 is connected to all the core nodes within the network. So once whenever the packet comes to the 5, that packet will transfer to the remaining core nodes within the network. So that 5 is transferred to that packet into a 3, 12, 13, 11 via virtual link. So once the packet is reached to the remaining core nodes, that core node will check that destination address of the packet, destination address of that corresponding packet. So whether that destination address is available within that normal node by the core nodes, that packet is directly sent to the destination to the core node. Okay, destination to the core node. Like this the packets are transferred to the source node to destination node. Okay, so this is the working of a core extension distributed ad hoc routing protocol. So here if there is any one path is broken, so it will take the another core node is responsibility to reach that destination. Okay, so here the paths are one is virtual link path and another is core path and quality of service path and re-establishment path. Okay, so if any one of the link is broken, so that is in this example, route maintenance example, the 12 to 15 is a route that link, that path is broken, so and another path is established to the another core node, that is re-establishment path. So once re-establishment path is established, the node will be reached to that re-establishment path. Okay, so here so whenever the link broken from between 12 and 15, the 13 will responsible to reach the destination to our packet. Okay, so like this the route maintenance is maintained. So some of the advantages and disadvantages of CEDR, that is core extraction distributed ad hoc routing protocol. So the advantages are it performs both routing and quality of service path computation very effectively, efficiently with the help of core nodes. Disadvantage is the movement of core nodes affect the performance of the protocol. So it is a mobile ad hoc networks. The nodes are not a fixed location, so that's why the core nodes are frequently changes within the network. Okay, so the movement of the source core node affect the performance of the protocol. So that is the disadvantage. Next, the update information of the core nodes could cause a significant of control overhead. So these are the two disadvantages within the core extraction distributed ad hoc routing protocol. Okay, second one, zone routing protocol, ZRP. So this is second hybrid routing protocol, that is zone routing ad hoc protocol. So in this zone routing protocol, so there are two types of zones. One is intra-zone and another is inter-zone. So intra-zone is a proactive routing protocol followed. In the inter-zone, reactive routing protocol are followed. So it is only a routing zone. So intra-zone means it is a only routing zone. So it breaks the all nodes within the routing zone into interior nodes and peripheral node. Each node maintain a routing path to all nodes in the routing zone by exhausting periodic routing update packet. So this is the intra-zone. So let us assume this example, we can clearly understand the what I am saying. Okay, so here there is a three zones. So there so this is a network routing zone at node 8. So in this node 8 routing zone, so there is a first circle is there. So first picture is there. So the adjacent nodes for the 8 is, that is nothing but 7, 4. Okay, these are the zone. This is intra-zone. Okay, sorry, inter-zone protocols. So in that inter-zone protocol, this is all these nodes having a one zone, and again outside this zone, that is zone is outside the zone, that is 2, 3 and then 9, 15, 14, 10, 5 nodes are intra zone protocols, and these nodes can be called as peripheral node. Okay, peripheral node. So and remaining nodes are 11, 6 1, 6, 11 are the next zone protocol. So this is the routing zone with radius 1 and with radius 2 and network. So now let us assume that so we can broadcast the data. So we can broadcast the data from node 8 to node 16. So first the node 8 can broadcast the data within that intra-zone nodes. So that is 12, 4, 7, 13. So once the 8 is transfers the packet to the intra-zone nodes, then that zone is cleared. So then again to these nodes having a single hop count, single hop nodes, that is peripheral nodes, the data can be transferred. So that is 2, 3, 5, 10, 14, 15 nodes having the data. So next this is totally form a one intra-zone network. Then again the 10 node will transfers the data to 11. So 11 node will transfers the data 16. So like this zone routing protocols are transfers the packet from source to destination. Okay, so this is the working principle in the zone routing protocol. Next, so there are some following advantages having the zone routing protocol. The advantages here is, so ZRP reduces the control overhead employed in on-demand routing approach and the periodic flooding of routing information in tabular driven. That is first advantages. So ante here we can reduce the control overhead. So and disadvantages, in the absence of query control, ZRP tends to produce the higher control overhead, and also the decision of the zone radius has significant impact on the performance of the protocol. So these are the two disadvantages of the the zone routing protocol. Okay, so that is the working principle of the zone routing protocol. And another protocol in the hybrid routing protocol is, so zone based hierarchical link state routing protocol. So this is same as ZRP, but here the each zones can maintained in a hierarchical link state routing. So in this, each node requires its location information, that is nothing but GPS. So each node can maintain a location information as well as node ID, zone ID, and topological and zone. So here also there is a intra zone and there is a gateway nodes. Okay, so gateway nodes are the nodes which are belonging to one or two zones. Okay, so let us assume, let us consider this diagram to know the working principle of zone based hierarchical link state routing protocol. So here the node, this is a total network. This total network can be divided as a different zones. So that is zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D, zone E, F, G. So these are the different zones. Okay, so and different zones, and each zone is a one hierarchical manner. Okay, so in this like this, so this is zone F, zone E, G, A, D, B, C. So this is on hierarchical level by level manner, so that here we can transfer the data by using this hierarchical manner. This is a zone link state packets. So zone link state packets. So suppose A is a source zone. So the adjacent, suppose A is a zone source node, so source zone. So the adjacent for the A is so D, then next C, B, the adjacent for the A is B, D, F, G. See this table, B, D, F, G. Okay, so like this we can maintain the adjacent list to the corresponding source zone, and also the source zone B is C, B. Let us consider the source zone B. The C and A are the adjacent for the source zone B. So like this we can maintain the table. So by using this table, so the packets can be transferred. Okay, so this is the zone based hierarchical link state routing protocol. Okay, so these are the table driven, these are the hybrid routing protocol. Then next, another protocol is hierarchical routing protocol. So we discussed in the next class for the hierarchical routing protocol.